ever present around this Sarno circuit. Nobody is quite sure who is going to get this championship victory, and 1,000 people watching the live stream around the world are trying to give us an incredible spectacle. The drivers are doing that for us, but what an amazing battle this is going to be. The Gearbox Championship of Europe. Who is going to follow in the footsteps of some incredible talents, the likes of Francesco Laudato, Roberto Tonanelli, Alessandro Manetti, Jonathan Tonon, Baz Lammers, Paolo De Conto, Jorrit Pex, Rick Driesen, Flavio Campaneschi, Marco Ardigo and Max Verstappen have all been European FIA Karting Gearbox champions since the turn of the century. Who's going to be next? It's time for the showdown. Puhaka in pole, Orlando second, Complesi, Abbas, Lammers, Jorrit Pex, Vigano, Ardigo, Renaudin, Torzolini. Abbas has 41 points, Vigano and Orlando have 32, Jorrit Pex has 26, Puhaka has 24, Lammers has 21 and Ardigo 17. Let's see what happens in the European finale. Go! And it's a cracking start from Baz Lammers. He charges through to third as Orlando gets into the lead of the race past Puhaka. And it's contact! Abbas has gone! Anthony Abbas into the barriers! Anthony Abbas collides with his main championship rival, Matteo Vigano. Vigano and Abbas are out of the race at the first corner. I can't believe it. The two championship rivals have gone together in the first turn, and this entire championship has now been blown wide open. I can't believe it. But the two main protagonists in this championship, Anthony Abbas and Matteo Vigano, are out of the final. You couldn't have written this script any more shocking if you tried. And amazingly, now Abbas is out, Vigano is out. That is absolutely unprecedented. That is the shock of the century. And Anthony Abbas's chances of winning the European Championship are over. So now it falls to Alex Orlando, who takes the lead of the race and the lead of the championship. But Simo Puhaka is going for him round the outside. Puhaka tries to get him into the center hairpin, but Orlando hangs on to the lead. So Orlando leads the race, and if he stays where he is, he will be the European champion on 57 points to Puhaka's 44. Who would have predicted this coming into an amazing championship final? I can't believe it. Anthony Abbas and Matteo Vigano, two title rivals, have clattered together in the first corner, and they are out. Oh, it's happened again! Puhaka's gone into the back of Orlando! What is going on? Absolutely unbelievable! First Vigano and Abbas, and now Puhaka and Orlando have come together. This is absolutely unbelievable. And Orlando is out on the spot. Puhaka has got going again, but he's down at the back. Two collisions between title rivals in 2 consecutive laps. That is absolutely unbelievable. If you showed that script to the Hollywood execs, they'd throw it in the bin as unbelievable. But that's exactly what's happened here. So now, out in front, it is Lorenzo Camplese who leads, and incredibly, if he wins the race, he wins the championship. I just cannot believe it. Lorenzo Camplese is your race leader. Second is Baz Lammers, and third is Marco Ardigo. This championship is not done yet. This is just about the most sensational thing ever to have happened in the European Championship final, and we've lost another one. One of the Tony Karts has gone from the fray. Now, who is that that's gone? Simo Puhaka obviously down at the back of the field, but we've lost someone else. It's Noah Millell. The Swede has gone from the race now as well. So Lorenzo Camplese now leads it. Baz Lammers in second. Marco Ardigo in third from Jorrit Pex. Fifth is Mirko Torzolini. Sixth is Fabian Federer. And in seventh place, it is Adrien Renaudin from Francesco Salento and Stan Pex. Martin Kramers is 10th from Pedro Hiltbrand and Jeremy Iglesias. Rick Driesen is 12th. Rick Driesen is now in 13th. As Pedro Hiltbrand has moved his way up. I'm stunned. This is lap 4 of a 20-lap KZ European final. And 3 of the main championship protagonists are out. The 3 leaders in the standings are out. Lorenzo Camplese now leads the race and effectively the championship. But if Baz Lammers can pass him, then Baz Lammers is going to become the European champion. How many times can a championship fight change hands in one weekend? It looked like it was going to be Lammers all the way. It looked like it was going to be Abbas all the way. Then he tangled with Vigano in turn one. That meant Alessandro Orlando was now the lead battler for the championship. Then he tangled with Puhacchi, and Mirko Tozzolini has been given the black flag. Now, I'm not sure what that's related to. That could have something to do with the way they handled the starting procedure. But unfortunately, it looks as though Mirko Tozzolini, who is running currently in 5th position, is going to be given the black flag. Now, that is such a shame for the Italian on home soil. But who'd have predicted this? Lorenzo Camplese leads the final. And if it stays like this, it's going to be a tie for points in the European Championship between Camplese, Abbas and Lammers on 41 points apiece. And the title will go the way of Camplese on countback. That is absolutely unbelievable. I never would have thought I'd be saying that at the end of such a spectacular race weekend. I've never ever known it go down like this. But Baz Lammers in second is currently being pressurized by the former world champion Marco Ardigo, who's trying to get himself back into the fray. Now Ardigo is currently looking at 16 points. If he can overtake Lammers and Camplese, I'm trying to do the math very quickly, but he gains another 9 points. Ardigo could still be the champion here. He needs to pass Camplese and Lammers to do it, but Marco Ardigo could be about to steal an absolutely incredible result. All 3 of the top 3 drivers can win the championship now. And that is Mirko Tozzolini peeling off. Black flag for him, unfortunately. What a shame. So Tozzolini is out of the race, but Camplese leads it from Lammers and Ardigo, with all 3 of them still in the hunt for the title, as is Jorrit Pex in 4th. Now, if Jorrit Pex can make up 1 more place, Jorrit Pex would take the title, because he is just 2 points behind Camplese, Abbas and Lammers. Well, I thought the KZ2 title fight was incredibly close. This is something else. Absolutely amazing. And still, there are 4 drivers in the top 4 places fighting for the title, and they all have a chance to get there. Camplese currently looks like he could do it. Lammers is in 2nd place, but if he gets into the lead, he could be champion. If Ardigo passes them both and gets into the lead, he can be champion. If Jorrit Pex moves past Ardigo for 3rd position, he can be champion. I never would have guessed it would go down this far down to the wire. This is without a doubt the most sensational, the most enthralling, the most unpredictable battle for the championship I have ever seen. Well, this is absolutely incredible. People on the stream going, what on earth just happened? Mark McDonald says a very clumsy start. Laszlo Pantaflex says more mad battles may come yet. And Maximilian Krupper writes, I am shocked. Absolutely incredible. Who would have thought this championship fight would go down to the wire like this? So Baz Lammers working hard to close down the gap on Lorenzo Camplese. But Camplese is genuinely on for the title. If he stays where he is in the lead, he will tie for points with Anthony Abbas and Baz Lammers. They will all be joint on 41. But on countback, the title will go the way of Lorenzo Camplese in the lead. If Lammers gets past him, he'll take the championship lead away. And if Ardigo passes them both, he'll win the championship. It's absolutely unprecedented. This is the most sensational showdown I have ever got to commentate on. And I just did the KZ2 final. And that was pretty impressive in and of itself. Well, this is just going to get better and better in the closing stages as Lammers and Ardigo are now having to join forces to a certain degree to close up on Camplese. But can Lorenzo Camplese soak up the pressure in the lead of the race? He's never been the European champion. He's never even been in contention for the European Championship before. So Lorenzo Camplese, through an amazing turn of events, has genuinely got himself into the box seat now with 11 laps to go at the end of this one to win the European title in front of 2 men who have done it twice. Baz Lammers and Marco Ardigo battling for supremacy. Ahead of them is Lorenzo Camplese for the SC Performance. Now, We saw a giant killing act from Sebastian Senna in the race earlier on in KZ2, and of course from CPB Sport, who are not the factory Sony Kart effort. But if those independents can get onto the podium in KZ2, what if Lorenzo Camplese could hold these guys off and in the independent effort from SC Performance take on the might of the Sony Kart and Tony Kart factory teams and take a victory? But Baz Lammers suddenly realizes that the gates of Valhalla are opening, and if he can close up on Lorenzo Camplese, he could take his third European title and his first since 2010. That would be an absolutely amazing achievement for Baz Lammers, one of the elder statesmen of the sport, but certainly one of the most popular men within this championship. Baz Lammers still fighting fit at 34 years of age, trying to close up on Lorenzo Camplese, 24 years old. And Baz Lammers has all the experience, all the wisdom, all the calm and patience. Can he close up on Camplese? Lammers is second, Ardigo is third, Jorrit Peck's fourth, from Adrien Renaudin and Stan Pex. If you've just joined us, you have missed the craziest first 2 laps I have ever seen in the KZ European Championship. Turn 1, the 2 title contenders, Anthony Abbas, championship leader, and Matteo Vigano, tangling at the first corner at Pagliuca on the first lap. Then Alex Orlando and Simo Puhaka took up the battle, and at Vesuvio Due on the second lap, they collided. And now it's these guys battling for the title up front. Lorenzo Camplese leads the race. Baz Lammers second. Oh, and that's a problem for Marco Ardigo! Marco Ardigo's out! Marco Ardigo is out of the race, and that's another title contender gone. Oh, heartbreak for Marco Ardigo. Mechanical failure when in third position. That is heartbreaking. But what that means is Jorrit Pex has now got another couple of points. Now hang on a second, because if Jorrit Pex finishes in third, he will take 16 points instead of 13 points. I think Marco Ardigo retiring from the race has just given Jorrit Pex the lead of the championship. I'm fairly sure he's now got the lead by 1 point. So even if Camplese wins, if Pex is third, he's the European champion back to back. This has been an absolutely sensational weekend, and Ardigo, retiring from the race, has given the man in third position, Jorrit Pex, the championship lead, I'm fairly sure. Yes, he now leads the championship by 1 point. So now everybody at Pex Racing, everybody at Kart Republic is crossing their fingers, toes, arms, legs, anything they can to hang on to this championship lead. All of a sudden, Jorrit Pex is the championship leader as Marco Ardigo looks on and wonders what might have been. It so nearly ended up being another European title for Ardigo. Camplese leads, Lammers is second, but the only way to change it for Jorrit Pex in the championship lead is if Lammers were to pass Camplese. If Lammers can take on Camplese and win, then Lammers will be the champion, because he's got to score a few more points, and the only way to do that is to pass Camplese. So Baz Lammers is now the only person who can stop Jorrit Pex becoming champion. If Camplese wins and Pex is third, it won't be enough for Camplese. He'll be a point behind Pex. So the only man now who can stop Jorrit Pex becoming champion is Baz Lammers in second. There he is. He's got to try and close up on Camplese in the last 7 laps. But Camplese is driving the race of his life. And it looks like Camplese is going to be second in the European Championship if he stays in the lead. But if Lammers gets through, then Lammers will become the champion. If he doesn't, Jorrit Pex in third place will become the champion. Who would have thought going into this final that the 2 men most likely to become European champion were Jorrit Pex and Baz Lammers? I don't think anybody would have seen that one coming. Neither of them were in the top 3 of the points at the start of this race. But that's how exciting the European Championship can be sometimes. When it's all or nothing in 2 race weekends, you can't afford to make a single mistake. And now Jorrit Pex is in the lead of the championship. There he goes, in through Pagliuca. And if he finishes third in front of brother Stan, he is going to be the champion of Europe for the 2nd year in a row. Absolutely incredible. So now it looks as though the title is going back to the Pex household after an absolutely sensational race here at Sarno in Italy. I forgot where we were for a moment. So much has happened. That is absolutely sensational. I never would have predicted that in a billion years. But now it is going to be Jorit Pex, if he stays in third position, that will take the championship final. So now it is all going to be about patience in these last few laps. Jorit Pex in third has 1 point lead on Camplese, Abbas and Lammers. But if Lammers can get past Lorenzo Camplese in the lead of the race, then he could take the championship lead. But Lorenzo Camplese's just got 5 laps to go to hang on to the lead of the race. Baz Lammers doing everything he can to close up on him. And for the moment, Camplese is lapping faster than Baz Lammers, but if he pushes too hard too soon, then the tyres will fall away and Baz Lammers has a shot. So let's see what Camplese can do in the closing stages of this unbelievable final, as Camplese and Baz Lammers are almost identical in the first sector. Camplese looks over his shoulder. He knows that Baz Lammers is there, but he can't think about that. He's just got to get on with it. Baz Lammers has got to drive the lap of his life in order to start intimidating Camplese 5 times in a row. So there's a genuine chance now that Baz Lammers could become a 3-time European champion. He comes out of the bar and into the main straight, but he's got to gain more time. The gap was 9/10 of a second. The gap is now a full-on second, so Lammers has got to go for it. He's got to find a second on his main rival in this race, Lorenzo Camplese. Otherwise, Jorit Pex is going to be the European champion, sat in third position. And who would have thought that, getting onto the starting grid for this race? The 2 title protagonists, Anthony Abbas and Matteo Vigano, colliding at Pagliuca on lap 1. Then, incredibly, Irlando and Puhaca fighting for the title, colliding on the second lap. And it looks to me as though Fabian Federer has had a problem. I think Fabian Federer is out of the race. Yes, he is. He's pulled off at Rossa. So Federer is now out of the race as well. Then after Alessandro Irlando collided with Simo Puhaca, Puhaca got going, but he's down in 13th place. Then Marco Ardigo ran into third position behind Camplese and Lammers with a chance to take the title. But his retirement has now elevated Jorit Pex to third. And if he stays there, he's the European champion for the 2nd year in a row and the 3rd time of asking. What a sensational end to this European Championship season this has turned out to be. And we're still not finished yet. 3.5 laps to go. 2.5 laps to go, I should say, sorry. We're on lap 18, and Camplese's just got to keep this going in front of Baz Lammers. He's got to maximise this second lead he's got. And in the first sector, he is still just a whisker on top of Baz Lammers. He's doing everything he can, Camplese. Ironically, he is having a very similar race to CIK FIA President Felipe Massa, who of course was leading in the Brazilian Grand Prix in 2008, won the race, but it was out of his hands. The man behind ended up taking the title. Now, it's a similar story for Lorenzo Camplese in the European Championship. He's doing everything he can to win. He knows he's got to win the race. That's the only way he's going to be the European champion. But he's pushing like crazy. Baz Lammers is going to tie for points, but he's got to catch him. 2 laps to go, and Baz Lammers is giving it everything he's got. Can he catch up to Lorenzo Camplese? Jorit Pex, though, in third position, is looking to be the European champion in the most sensational circumstances possible, as Pedro Hiltbrand goes to battle with Jeremy Iglesias further back in the pack. They are dueling for 8th place, and Hiltbrand gets the move on Iglesias. But fair play to this man. The SC Performance driver has got a lot to be proud of here this weekend. He has put in a stellar performance on the Tony Kart chassis. He's not a factory driver. The SC Performance squad is a brand new team. It's an independent minnow. And Lorenzo Camplese has been absolutely fantastic this weekend. He's put in an amazing job ever since time qualifying when he bagged pole position, grabbed a heat win yesterday, and he's been at the front all weekend long. And as he goes into the last lap, he's going to give it everything. But this man, Jorit Pex, in third, is set to be the European champion. Baz Lammers in second, sets the new fastest lap of the race, 57.0. He's throwing everything he can at Lorenzo Camplese up front, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. The most sensational way to decide a championship has played out at the Circuito Internazionale Napoli. Nobody here could have predicted it. And it's going to turn out smelling of roses for the Dutchman for Kart Republic, Jorrit Pex in third. This man, Lorenzo Camplese, has had an absolutely spectacular weekend. Baz Lammers has taken full advantage of the opportunity in second place. But Lorenzo Camplese is going to get the job done and take a glorious victory at the Circuito Internazionale Napoli, and that will make him second in the Drivers' Championship. Lorenzo Camplese wins at Napoli. Baz Lammers is second, but Jorrit Pex in third position is the European champion again. Absolutely fantastic. Camplese and Lammers celebrate, as does Jorrit Pex. Stan Pex is fourth. A wonderful moment for the brothers as Jorrit Pex is European champion again. What a showdown. What an amazing spectacle. I genuinely cannot believe that. What an amazing end to the European season. It's heartbreak for so many, but not for Jorrit Pex. Lorenzo Camplese wins the final from Baz Lammers. Jorrit Pex is third and the European champion again. Stan Pex is fourth from Martin Kremers, Adrian Renaudin and Frankie Salenta, Pedro Hiltbrand and Jeremy Iglesias from Rick Driesen and Noah Millel, Sima Puhaka, Cendric Spergel and Damian Valla. With the retirements, get ready. Fabian Federer, Marco Ardigo, Mirko Tosolini, Alessandro Irlando, Anthony Abbas and Matteo Vegano.